Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 755, and today's topic is the chemical constituents and uses of opium. If you remember, in previous lecture I have already discussed the long history of opium starting from 5500 BC up to 2020, and also two opium wars and lot of billions of dollar marketing and lot of socio-economic impact. Now I am going to discuss what are the chemical constituents in the opium. Actually, opium is full of alkaloids and it contains 30 alkaloids. Out of these 30 alkaloids, the most important one is morphine. Morphine, it contains around 8 to 20%. And then codeine. Codeine is actually the ether of morphine. And then from morphine, two hydroxy group, one hydroxy group and one phenolic group. Once it is acylated, then we get heroin. It is having two group of alkaloids, one group where they have phenanthrene nucleus and where nitrogen is containing methyl group. The other group of alkaloids, they are quinoline and isoquinoline nucleus. And these alkaloids are associated with meconic acid, and that acid is only found in opium. Opium is still having lot of importance, and now with the advancement in technology in some European countries like Russia, Germany and France, now they are isolating opium. They call opium straw, means the whole plant they are using. Before, up to 1960, usually even still today in some of the countries where technology is not advanced, they are just getting the latex of this opium from its capsule by incision longitudinal. But now in advanced countries, they have stopped this method. They will just allow, let it be dried, and then the whole plant, that is called straw opium, poppy, and they will process it, and from that they are isolating the alkaloid, that is opium. And it is very efficient, and they are getting high yield. For example, if we are taking only a capsule, so 800 ton of capsule will give you 1 ton of opium. But with the straw, when we are extracting or isolating the opium, from 800 ton we can get up to 30 ton. So it's a huge amount they are getting from straw. And these structures I have given here. This is your morphine, and codeine means when it is ether. So morphine is a phenanthrene type of nucleus, and which contains, this is phenolic group because this OH is attached to aromatic ring, and the other one is alcoholic group, hydroxy group, because it is not aromatic ring. So one is aromatic ring and other one is aliphatic 6-member ring, and where nitrogen is attached with methyl group. So it contains two hydroxy group, that is called morphine. And in the case of codenine, the same structure it is there. Only thing is that this oxygen here, it is in the form of ether, there is bonding. So once it is called ether of morphine. The ether of morphine is called codenine, and diacetate of morphine is called heroin. The heroin is here. This one is heroin. So what is happening in heroin? It's all OCCH3, OCCH3 means this phenolic group and this alcoholic group, hydroxy group, both are changed into acetate group, and acetylation of morphine gives heroin. So you can call heroin, or sometimes you can also write it like this, or di or you can also diacetyl means two acid group is there. Diacetyl morphine is called heroin. And these are all cyclopentano, phenylene structural nucleus. The second group of alkaloids, they are papaverine, narcotine, and narcenin, and lascapine. These are actually isoquinoline alkaloid, means they contain isoquinoline nucleus, and meconic acid. This is very important acid, meconic acid. Why it is very important? Because only in this opium meconic acid is found, and the opium test is done because of meconic acid. If you want to know the test whether any substance is containing opium or not, just take the water solution or alcoholic solution and into add few drop of alcoholic ferric chloride solution. Immediately it will change red. Changing red of that solution confirms that it contains meconic acid, and meconic acid means it is opium. So this is very specific test for opium. Any substance, if you suspect that this is also they are doing the test, if somebody who is carrying the opium and they are mixing with lot of other starch or this and that, because opium doesn't contain starch, opium doesn't contain any salt of calcium, so it will not give any test. So once that substance dissolved in water or any suitable solvent and add few drop of alcoholic ferric chloride, immediately it will change into red color. It contains opium. The second test is take the solution of the opium in suitable solvent, into it add concentrated sulfuric acid and formaldehyde. It will give violet color, and that violet color is again because of the presence of meconic acid, and that confirms that substance is opium. So these are very, very specific tests for opium to be identified in any mixture. And sometimes in market people they are mixing, it is adulterated opium is available. So for that adulterated opium mostly they mix carbohydrate or starch. So with that again test, if there is positive test and if the red dull color is not there, it means that opium is adulterated. So these are all the test of the opium. And this opium is still people are using everywhere, including China, India, and I have already discussed, if you remember, that smoking of opium was very common in China, and even today in India it is very common. They chew this betel leaf that is called pan. So pan ke patte mein they will put the pinch of opium, and then it will be having hallucinating, narcotic, and some sedative effects. So they will feel sleepy and they will enjoy. So in India still they are using in their betel leaf, they are eating, they are smoking, and also they are using as a smoke in their pipe in the form of cigarette. So still there is great demand of opium worldwide. Structures up to last. So the opium, chemical constituents and uses of opium, part 3. Number 1, opium contains more than 30 alkaloids, and these alkaloids are either of phenanthrene. All these I have already explained, but some little addition is there, some other alkaloids, and they contain these cyclopentanone phenanthrene nucleus system or isoquinoline nucleus. That I have already told you, 2 group of alkaloids in opium. One which contains cyclopentanone phenanthrene nucleus, that is morphine, codeine, and the others they contain isoquinoline ring system. And this morphine, I mean the opium contains 8 to 20% of morphine. It depends upon the variety of the species of the opium, OP. And it contains codeine, that is 1 to 4%. Codeine is the ether of morphine. Structurally they are same, only difference is that one oxygen linkage is in the form of ether. And thiamine is 0.2 to 2%. They show a strong basic test with litmus paper. If you bring red litmus paper, it will change into blue color. So that is a strong basic test, and it is shown by this opium, and it is also toxic. Number 2, the other alkaloids in opium are niacin, protopine, laudanine, codamine, saptopine, lenthopine, and meconidine. So these are also present, and I have given some of these structures, but they are not that much toxic. The most important one and most potent from medicinal point of view, from narcotic point of view, from sedative point of view, they are either cyclopentanone phenanthrene ring system alkaloid, that is morphine, or isoquinoline type of ring system. They are more sedative and they have hallucinating effect. Some opium alkaloids like protopine do not have above rings. So this protopine is not having either cyclopentanone phenanthrene nucleus or isoquinoline nucleus. That is also found in opium, that is called protopine. The morphine alkaloid has both alcoholic and phenolic group. I have already shown this structure. Once if hydroxy group is linked to aromatic system, it is called phenolic group, and phenolic group gives dark blue color with ferric chloride, and also it gives acidic taste, that is phenolic group. And the other hydroxy group is linked to that is cyclohexane ring, aliphatic ring. And once hydroxy group is linked to aliphatic ring, it is called alcoholic group. So 2 type of grouping is there in morphine. One is phenolic grouping, other one is alcoholic grouping. Both alcoholic hydroxy group and phenolic group. Codeine is an ether. I have already told you that the structure is the same or similar. Only difference is that in the case of codeine, there is ether linkage. And of morphine, and heroin is diacetate of morphine, means when phenolic group and hydroxy group is changed into acetate group. And once we can say that morphine is subjected to acetylation. Once both groups are changed into acetate, it is called heroin. And heroin is very powerful, is 10 times more powerful in terms of sedation, in terms of hallucination, and other narcotic, we can say, effect is far more than morphine. That's why there is great demand of heroin, because morphine is mostly used as a powerful analgesic in some hospitals and also in some other research institutes. But morphine, it is having addictive, very strong addictive nature, and once anyone who starts taking, it's very difficult. One hit, one pinch of heroin is enough to make him addicted. Not only that, even the opium, if someone starts using it, gradually he will be addicted, and then the quantity of using of opium will go on increasing day by day, and finally he will be totally slave. He will be subjected to slavery, and without opium he cannot survive. That's why in India, one opium which is called excise opium, that opium is only for those people who are addicted. So under license they will go and get, because they cannot survive without taking the opium. That's why under license in India, the opium is supplied to those who are, there are thousands of people who are addicted to opium. Derivative of morphine. Number 3, the alkaloid of opium is the combination of meconic acid, and that meconic acid is 3 to 5%. Meconic acid is a very interesting acid, and it is found only in opium. To my knowledge, I don't know whether if in some other plant natural product meconic acid is found, but I am sure that meconic acid is found only in opium, and this gives very important taste. And because of the presence of meconic acid, we have a specific taste for opium. For example, there are 2 tests of opium. One test, you take some 500 milligram of opium dissolved in water, and into it add few drop of alcoholic ferric chloride solution. It will give deep red color. Deep red color formation means it is opium, because opium contains meconic acid, and other things will not give deep red color with this ferric chloride solution, because phenols and others, they will give deep blue color, and others, if there is no phenol, it will be neutral, there will not be any color change. So only meconic acid gives deep red color with ferric alcoholic chloride solution, and that is the test that some substance is containing opium. If suppose somebody wants to see that, no, I am taking something color like this, it is not having any opium, because now technology is very advanced, he can go and extract in his house. Just take some pinch of maybe less than 1 gram, maybe 200 milligram, put in any cup, shake it well, and add few drop of ferric chloride solution. It is red, means he's caught. It is opium. The second test is that you take the solution of opium, and into it you add concentrated sulfuric acid and formaldehyde, both gives, and it will change into violet color. The changing into violet color means meconic acid is there, means morphine is there. So these are all 2 tests I have already given here, 3, and A test, that is with ferric chloride, and B test is with concentrated sulfuric acid. So number 4, dry poppy straw free of seeds in Russia and some European countries are used to extract the opium. The poppy straw is directly used for the production of morphine and other alkaloids. And for example, the 800 tons of poppy capsule usually used to give only 1 tons of alkaloid, that is morphine, or we can say opium. But once the poppy straw is used to extract, So the same 800 ton of poppy straw will give 30 tons of opium and that morphine alkaloids. So it's a very big gain, and it is with the help of modern technology of extraction. This gain is there. And poppy seeds are, I have already told you, is very popular in Indian subcontinent. We are using it in our sweet preparation, in kheer, in some other foods, and it contains 50% fixed oil, and it is also used in baking. Number 5, opium has sedative, hypnotic effect on central nervous system. That's why if anybody who's addicted to opium, he will always feel sleepy because of sedative effect, and it affects your central nervous system. And the opium causes euphoria and is habit forming, and gradually higher and higher dose are required and cause chronic addiction. I have already discussed this thing. Actually, once somebody gets this bad habit of taking opium, slowly he will go on demanding higher and higher amount, and that will lead the chronic addiction. And opium is used in medicine. It is used as luxury and is eaten or chewed mixed with lime, and I have written in bracket, with in India it is with pan, betel leaf, and that is the we call it luxury. Pan means it is bit costly, and it comes under luxury in India if it is with a pinch of opium. Many people they are using in pan also. Also they are smoking. But I have already discussed this issue that large quantity of opium was exported from the Europe, from Turkey, from India to China, and British people were the biggest supplier, and they had the monopoly, and there was consumption of opium in huge quantity, thousands of tons. But that thing brought the opium war one in 1839, and the second opium war in 1856. At that time, China was on peak in opium smoking. Even today also, they smoke the opium. And in China, large quantity is used for smoking, and it led to opium war 1 and 2. So with this I will stop, and really the alkaloid chapter is very interesting, and it has brought lot of business, lot of politics, lot of social problem, so, and of course a lot of medicines also. So that's why I am discussing thoroughly the alkaloid chapter, and nowadays a lot of work is going on this secondary metabolite, that is alkaloid, and it contains very, very interesting natural products compound. So with this I will stop. Thank you very much for watching the lecture.